You being influential means nothing if you use your power for distractions. Don't distract yourself by just wanting the fame and the glory but not having a word to say. Use your power and your so-called ability to be influential to a greater use than just selling a brand or trying to market something that you don't even like, you don't use on a daily basis. Use your power for something that's greater. You don't have to be a good person. You don't have to have this so-called hierarchy of being great and positive. But don't add more poison to the world once it's already sick. Try to subdue it. Try to give this medicine, soothe the pain that it has. Not only do we truly have no otherworldly knowledge of how this world was fully come upon, but everything has a so-called origin, right? Well, for the fact of earthly things, human things, not anything that is above that we don't know. Everything has an origin, so to speak. So with that origin, does it change over time, or does it stay the same and only evolves around what it's made of? So us, right? We don't stay the same, no matter what. The only thing that supposedly will stay the same is our name, our memory, and the power that we hold. But even those can be tormented, tarnished, erased, embellished. The one thing that always will change no matter what you do is your age. So with that, make sure your mind follows. So to speak, how do we become better than we are now, right? Evaluate the situation, they say. Evolve. Be spiritual. Be all knowing. No. You can't be all knowing. You can't be omniscient. That doesn't mean you go start a podcast and you go talk about random things all day and be like, well, this is evolving. Yes, evolving can be any category, but use it for the right reason. And your right reason might not match mine, but it still might be the right reason for you. So I would not try to discard or disgrace what you think is evolved. I won't diminish your time or the way you think because it doesn't fit my quota. I truly think that we're set on this earth for reasons we do not know yet. So does everybody. Every decade, every generation, every millennial, there's a person like me or somebody that is better, that thinks differently and wants to change. Maybe they get reincarnated as somebody different, you know. Reincarnation can have rules, right? I believe in reincarnation. If you don't get it right the first time, you'll be born again, born anew. Maybe even a harder stance, but reincarnation has rules, but it shouldn't be impeccable to us. You shouldn't be like, well, if that person dies, okay, maybe in the next 20 years, he'll be reincarnated. Or maybe if that person dies and there's somebody that's already been born, already living life, that was his so-called, not a host, but the person that was supposed to spread his word even more. His reincarnation was already born, already set in motion before he even died because they knew his word was too powerful to continue on the state of being he already is. Maybe it's just nonsense, so we don't spread rhetoric. So maybe the way I think is totally different. Maybe it's nonsense. It's delusion to really think that. If you think anything otherworldly or not set to reality, you're being looked at as crazy or insane. So do not spread your words if you do not know fully of what you're talking about. So I do not spread anything. I want to spread awareness of how you can show and evolve yourself in a different aspect. You can be way better than what you are now. Now, if you think you're already perfect, so be it. But a quote that everybody says is nobody perfect, not even the man above. And it uses analogy Even if you're perfect, don't forget they killed the most perfect man on earth. You can't be religious and then use religious quotes. I try not to use religious quotes. I try to mind my business. I'm sorry, there's a squirrel. But anyway, back to what we were talking about. Um, okay, so I have voice isolation, correct, on the headphones, but for some reason, right, the audio is connected here, but I thought. See, listen, I thought well, I misunderstood the equipment I had, right? I thought with these headphones, when it came to voice isolation, only the closest voice in the radius will be able to pick up, not voices from a block down will be able to. So like background noise is still able to be heard, like the wind. Okay, I'm fine with the wind, but like animals and like like other humans or other individuals, I kind of don't like that in the video because it tends to distract the person. But I put on voice isolation when it came to headphones. I checked all the settings, but I don't know. I think it's just I gotta get more. I gotta get better equipment. But yeah, we'll get to that later on. This will probably be a short video because I'm trying to make multiple today, so this one might be cut short. Honestly, no more than 10 minutes. I promise. No more than 10 minutes. You have my word. But I'll try to not make promises I cannot keep, knowing that I might go over the time or more and I won't upload or something like that. You know, we're trying to build trust around here. Well, I'm trying to build trust to you, so you can understand that I'm here more than just attention. Um, what else did I want to touch on today? I don't know. I was gonna talk about zoning out because I zoned out all day because I was what was I doing today? I was just washing clothes at at a laundromat with some of my relatives, and yeah. And I feel like that you going to a laundromat is a great connection to human beings because you can see everybody at their highest and their lowest. And if your skills and judgment and observation is pretty good, you tend to see not behind the lies or what they tell you. You tend to see how people think and how they act just by based on looking at them. But they always say don't judge a book by its cover. And I don't mean by negative accusations or accusations. I mean just who they are as a person, little bit, just by the appearance they so called have. Because when you're in a natural state of not caring, you tend to have that when it's at a place of comfort. But some people don't have comfort at the laundromat. I'm not gonna lie, these right here, these headphones are like my medicine. I've been way more mellow since I got these headphones. It's not that I'm drowning out the noise or the distractions, is that it keeps me vigilant and focused on what my purpose is. Oh, what I okay, so this right here, right? I don't keep just notes. I keep lyrics. I keep lyrics on it. I also keep thoughts. But this is not a journal. This is just a pad I use for observation. The so called the book, I can't tell y'all about the book. I'm not supposed to. My younger self said not to, but I have another one that I use to actually lay down the so called platform and the plateau of what I'm doing here. So yeah, we'll get more back on that later on. But it almost hit in 10 minutes, so let me try to chop this up. Not every day is a blessing, but remember, you get to wake up, you get to eat, you get to breathe, you get to have a roof over your head, clothes on your back, and you get to buy food. So don't be ungrateful, but at least be aware of the things you have that other people don't. You know, but I don't use that as, oh, you think because I got food and clothes on my back I can't deep depressed or anything. No, just be aware of your situation and be grateful that you have things. Don't settle, but be grateful. You are your holder of your mind and your body. You can change the outcome. And with that in mind, I would like to chop it up to having a great Friday.